Hello. Oh, hello. It's me. Didn't realize vpuppr was a name people actually recognize, so I've now put it in the stream title. How cool. How fancy. Wow. So let's get started. I'll just click open on a bunch of things here while you can't see. I've switched keyboards back to my other one. I have a lot of keyboards. Boom. I still have Facebook open on my other screen. This is like the first time I've checked Facebook. Well, I check Facebook maybe once a week. I don't really think too hard about it. Because there's nothing really there, right? So the only thing I use Facebook for nowadays is mostly just checking up on old college friends, or university friends, whatever. Right, but I don't know. Not really interested in meeting up with old university friends, personally. But yeah, what we're working on today is something. Guess we'll figure it out. I was working on this yesterday, which is the WebSocket client. Oh, my bot's running. The bot is something I need to redeploy at some point, because now that I'm actually putting time and effort into maintaining my server, or maybe time and effort is a bit too generous. Maybe put time into maintaining my server, maybe a little less effort than usual, but there's the bot. And then all I need to do is just kick the bot maybe once a week, just in case. By kick the bot, I mean like kill the process, rerun the process, and that's a really easy cron job to set up, right? So yeah, let me see. So this is the remote control server. So here we can actually decode it. Well, we could decode it. We also don't need to. Actually, how did I do the decoding for OpenCFace? Oh, that's not how you do it. OpenCFace tracker. Yep. vpuppr. And then after this, I need to, now that I have these, so iFacial, mocap, mouse tracker, and OpenCFace implemented as standalone repositories, I need to move these to Git submodules. Oh, that's select folder. Let's just open up a single file. There we go. OpenCFace. Okay, so how did I do this here? So this one was pretty bonkers. This one's pretty bonkers because doesn't get packet also gives you a pool byte array. Yeah, and then you can just iterate through it. Then, but what do these do again? I don't remember. Get double. Oh, it just reads something from the stream. Okay. Just read something from the stream. Okay. And then it allocates a little bit of space for here, and then we need to manually move the cursor to a specific position. And I actually think, I haven't tried it yet in OpenCFace, or in the OpenCFace tracker here, if this is even necessary. It's possible it is, it's possible it's not. But I could actually use something very similar for this. So for the WebSocket thing, yeah, we could. But I think the hard part is that I always need to, I need to read this bit as text, which could be hard. So actually, I think what I'm doing right now is something very similar to how OSC works. So when you go to Postman, right? So when we start up the WebSocket controller here, so you can start this, We're missing some translation units, but that's fine. And then we'll just send something like, what's the order? Key type and then value. So we'll do, I don't know. It doesn't even matter, but hello. That's hello. Hello. Type 4, because that will give me a string, and then so we send. Oh, are we connected? We are connected. Go here. Go here. There we go. We'll go to the logs. You'll be able to see that all the way down here. Yeah. Hello for world. Right. And so this is the text that would be sent over pub sub. Well, we'll send over the pub sub hello and then world as right, just the thing. Where is it? Remember, 1 is Boolean, 0 is null or nil value. Then we can see here. Yeah, so this guy actually gets processed as a string, but we actually broadcast it as a its correct type. So actually, what is the type of a, well, I was gonna say what's the type of a vector 3, but it doesn't matter anyways, right? Because the logic for that isn't even implemented. So the current idea is to just take it, right, and then split it as many times as needed. And then we can do some structural checks. We might not need to do structural checks. Which will also be fine. So there's your value. There's your type. Okay. So we can keep the key. So key will always be a string. That's fine. So split 0. That's your key. Guaranteed to be a string. And then we only need to put the value here. Split. Don't need any structural checks, once again. And here, split is equal to split 2, and then we'll call split on that with the delimiter, one of these. And actually, we don't even need to do any of these structural checks, right? This is the only structural check we need, which is just to see, is the data formatted correctly? Or maybe not. Maybe you can just take it out. Well, this is fine. This is fine. This is the only structural check. We don't do any structural checks here because this is high performance, high velocity. So value is equal to vector 2, split 0, split 1. Oh, and then these need to be, what is it, 2 float? Yeah, something like that. And then these will all just work the same way, right? So it's mostly just a pain to type out. Split 2. Beautiful. And then color is honestly the same thing. Because I'm not sure how you would do color. Well, yeah. I don't really know how you do color, so we'll just do it like this. So split on the comma. And And then this is now a color. And then color has a few ways of doing this. Right, this is one of the valid constructors for a color. Or is that not true? Am I misremembering? Would not be the first time. Right, color from float. Yeah, so you can pass in RGBA, and that's the only one I'm going to allow. I suppose also from integer would be nice, but what would this even be from integer? 32-bit integer in RGBA. Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool, I think. Each byte represents a color channel. I think that seems very confusing. Let's not do that. Let's add a to-do. To-do allow for int constructor as well, question mark. So value is a transform to D. I don't know what I would be using a transform to D for. Yeah, I have no idea what I would be using a transform to D for, but this one's pretty easy, right? Because then it's just reading a vector2 from this. Yeah. Something that's a bit difficult is I'm not sure how to I think this would actually honestly be easier to do it the OpenC face way than I'm doing here. So we kind of construct our readers here. How neat. So you can read floats, read quaternions, and then those are just built out of read floats, whatever. And then actually I would be able to reuse that same logic across the WebSocket and the UDP implementations. And I'm not too sure how that would work with REST, with the just raw TCP server thing. But at least for UDP and WebSocket, I could reuse it. Instead of doing this weird OSC style reading. Right, because this forces me to do this. So this is 3 vector 2s. And then we'll just need to do 3, 4, 5. And that's 6 values, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you know what? Let me see how you do this. So I need to figure out, how do you encode data? Or how do you UTF-8 encode stuff? Because if we go to here, well, we'll just keep this on screen and then we'll look up UTF-8 encode text. What is, sure, why not? Give me this one. Foo bar, no. Give me hello. So that's UTF-8 encoded. And then everything else is just a straight number. Actually, doesn't that mean the format should be in this, or it should be in this format? Something like that. Because otherwise you would have no idea what the message is for, right? So you read the first one, read the first digit, and then determine what it maps back to, right? So we can match against any of these types here. Do I still get, okay, I still get code completion. And these go up to double digits, but that's fine. So then that'll just be like a read int from the thing, right? Okay, let's give this a try. Let's think about it. So let's use our brain, which historically has served me quite poorly. Test. So this is a pool byte array. And we'll think about refactoring this back out. So then that's your pool byte array, and then we can wait, text, hold on. So how did this work? We have some sort of data, and then we just store it into that. Okay, hold on. Var test type. Wait, hold on. Get float. Oh, it's a stream peer buffer. Stream peer buffer, and then we give it. Okay. Okay, stream peer buffer. So there's your buffer. Get packets. Oh, hold on. There's your buffer. And then actually what we could be doing is just keep the same one. So actually this one should be keeping the same one as well, because this is unnecessarily slow, right? All we need to do is change the backing array every single time. And also, you know, I guess we could reset this integer every time as well, or create a new one. It's a very small class. So test data array is equal to whatever this is. And so test type is test get int. Is that how that works? Get, oh geez. Are these 32-bit? So this is a byte value, assigned byte. How are these stored? I'm assuming it's 32-bit, but I'm not sure. B get float. What is get float? Get single precision float from the stream. I'm not sure if I can guarantee the order. Yeah, I think for tools like this is too imprecise. Yeah, it's too imprecise for me to work with. That's unfortunate. Yeah, because I have no idea how you would send a, well, maybe. So this encodes it properly, right? And then we can do like a text to binary, do a really cool conversion here. Oh no. Oh no. All right, well. Okay. So how far does this go? Isn't that's 16 bits? Isn't that 16 bits? Yeah, that's 16 bits. Okay. Actually, yeah, okay. Then this could work, right? Ooh. Get 16. And I'm pretty sure I don't need to move the data pointer either. So this is some sort of buffer. What was it? Stream peer buffer. Yeah. Data buffer stream peer that uses a byte array as the stream. This object can be used to handle binary data from network sessions. Stream peer buffer object keeps an internal cursor, which is offset. Get input operations. Oh, okay, so this could actually, OpenC face could also be modified. So I don't need to seek at all, I think. So actually, a lot of the seeking is extraneous. So the OpenCFace implementation has been a lot slower than it should be. I didn't know. No one told me. So we have the type. We have the value. Test value. And then let's just do. We'll just match on the type for now. So it's going to be some sort of integer, right? So type bool. So test value is equal to isn't hold on. Stream peer get. Isn't that a U8? Yeah, isn't that a U8? And then yeah. What is get string? It's an ASCII string. Okay. Gets an unsigned byte. Yeah, I guess like aren't some bools are unsigned bytes, right? Get U8. So type int and I believe in Godot all ints are 32 bits. They're not quite 64-bit. If you want 64-bit, you actually need to compile that back in. So type real. And I think similarly, these are yeah, these are just floats. And floats are F32s, they're not F64s. All right, type string is going to be the confusing one, but hopefully this will be fine. So this is probably a UTF-8 string. Sometimes it can be hard to say. Test data array. Is there a way to get the size of the backing thingamajig? Or actually, does this even need to be a stream peer buffer? Couldn't this just be a stream peer? Oh, okay. I guess it doesn't matter. It has a wrapper around it. But if we just do stream peer, right, isn't that fine? And then we can do the size based off of the size here. Something like that. So there's your test value. Oh, but then you don't have any idea how big the string is. Oh, that's fantastic. Fantastic. So I guess for strings, you would need to have, you would need to pass along the size, right? And so this would be another U32, or this would be a U32. And then we would use that for the size. And then finally, we have the key, which is the rest, test key. UTF string test data array. Something like that, and then we'll just hit it with a really quick debug, right? So string test type, string test value Let's let it be a little inefficient anyways. All right, just put the return there. So it's a bad value, but what are you gonna do about it? All right, so this is the UTF-8 encoded text to binary. So this is well, let's do it really easily for now, right? We'll pass a Boolean. Send me. So Boolean. This will be, I don't know, just another Boolean value. True. And then this will be hello. Yeah. And so we copy this to here, slap you in there. This is binary data. Connect me. Send me. Looks like we ran into an error, maybe? No? Send me. Ooh, yeah. We're running into errors. Oh, okay, so you're not allowed to instantiate a stream peer. That's fine. That's fine. So we can change this back to a stream peer buffer, which makes this somewhat easier, right? So this is just test get size. Okay, send me again. Run it. This could be kind of cool. Connect me. Send me. Interesting. So it's apparently invalid. Yeah, okay. Okay, stop me. There's your type. This is your value, which will just stringify just because. And then the last one. Key. All right, one more time, once more, with feeling. Did we get any good logs, or this is still using the last one? Okay, so the type is like all kinds of messed up. And that's not right. Because isn't this binary value wrong? Because that's the data array, right? So we can do it with a really quick logger, debug, size, test get size. Ooh, what the heck did I do there? All right, so something that's actually kind of cool is that it's really easy for me to do this, right? So basically hot reload it because I am like loading this in like as a Python script essentially. Okay, so we sent it. What did we get? It's 132 things in length. I'm sending the same data every time, which is, you know, that makes sense, I guess. Something doesn't seem right here. So logger, debug. So the pointer. Oh, we'll just call it position, right? Get position, that's right. That's right, and that's an integer. All right, so I need to see where this is even reading from. Or maybe this isn't even a... Maybe this isn't even a... Oh, should I be reading these as two U8s? Please, don't let that be the case. That might be the case. You know what? That's almost certainly it. I thought isn't a an i8 or an i16 is just two i8s. Isn't that true? Or you know what? This might not even be an i8 or an i16. This might be a u16, which is why it's so confused. Because I'm almost certain that the position here is correct. So the positions here should all be fine. Right, so we do this. Run me again. Start me again. Or send me. Yeah, so the size is 132. Has a type of something absolutely ridiculous. So it was interpreted incorrectly. And now we're at position 2 because it wasn't able to get anything, which makes sense. So stop this. Huh. Is this actually a U16? I'd be a little disappointed if it was a U16. I suppose that makes sense. Oh. No, that's fine. No, I sent the same thing again, right? Oh. Marie here and then Postman. Yeah, so we're sending it. So the size 132. Huh. Okay. All right. Well, okay. Let's look up. How many bytes in a U16? Or how many bits or bytes is a... okay, sure, whatever. I know Rust is pretty easy about it. But does it have to do with alignment? U16 member is 16 bits wide. Wait, what? Oh, maybe I don't need to look at this. All right, give me... U16. How many... what's the size? Isn't the size... wait. Is 16? Wait. I clearly don't know what I'm doing. Wait. So that's double precision. This is youth. This is a 32. What? Something doesn't seem right here. Should this be U8? So this is something like that. What if we just do it like this? It's weird. It's weird. This is not the final thing that I'll be doing. What did we guess? All right, see, now that's extremely incorrect. Or was I reading U16 when I should have been reading 32? That's very possible. You know what? I was probably reading 16 when this should have been 32. But no, that doesn't make any sense. All right, whatever. Send me. All right, see, yeah, now that's extremely wrong. That gave me a negative number. So I'm pretty sure that's not how this is supposed to work. Oh, hello. Nero, he's done it. All right, so how are you? I don't think this is a U32, but it's entirely possible that this is a U32. Go here, send this. Oh, it crashed. That's good. Yeah, so I'm just testing out the WebSocket server implementation here. Nope, yeah, that's completely wrong. Let's just start it over again. Is it really not a U16? I thought that would make sense because I've encoded it into binary here on the right. And then any sending application would just, you know, already has to encode it into binary anyways to send. But yeah, see, this is extremely wrong, but I don't really know how to read the bytes correctly. Just made supper at like 2100. Nice. Nice, nice. Great time for it. So do you eat dinner and supper, or do you consider dinner and supper to be the same thing? Yeah, that's the next question. Because I know on some US military ships, they consider, I think they only eat lunch, dinner, and supper. Or at least that was like a historical thing. Yeah, dinner, common lunch. Supper is supper. Okay. I think. I think I get it. I might not get it, but good job. Not quite, you know, degenerate levels of degeneracy, but you're getting there. Yeah, I have not. Well, that's not true. I did eat something today. I ate an entire bag of Funyuns today. That I'll be making myself dinner after the stream, as I usually do. Yeah, I think I'm just making this too complicated, by the way. Because I think Postman is encoding these in a weird way. Well, okay, well, how are these encoded? This is 198 bytes. So should I be reading each? How many bytes are there? There's 4. But hello, the big Lee. Newfoundland, he goes, breakfast, dinner, supper, no lunch. Or is lunch something that you take by yourself? Considering that you said dinner is common lunch, which I don't really understand what that means. Thank you very much for the host, the big Lee, as well. Yeah, I think I'm just going to say, nah, we don't need binary. Binary is for nerds. I'll leave that for just the UTF-8, well, not the UTF-8, the UDP server. So instead, we'll just have this. This is fine. This works. I know it works. So starts, and then here, the format is you type in your key, your value. What value is string? I forget. String. Hold on. I can just look it up here, actually. What am I doing? String is 4, so you pass in something here. And then these are all encoded as like actual strings, right? And then you can send that over. And then observe that we're printing key for value. How nice. What else is lunch to Newfeast's dinner? And that is indeed binary. For sure. It's a very large number, I think. Because usually you need to do binary like this, right? If you want to. So these are individual binary bits in 1 byte, and a single byte is 8 bits. How many bits in a byte? Yes, it's 8. Okay, yeah. So these are individual bits in a single byte, which means I don't know what you just said. I don't know. See, once we start getting into actual computer science stuff, that's like my weak point. I don't quite know. I don't do computer science. Anything with numbers just boggles my brain. Which is why it's always very telling to me when I see people, they're talking about, you know, oh, you need to be some sort of math whiz to do programming. I was like, not really. Math is actually one of my worst subjects. Ask me to do anything with numbers, and you're almost certainly about to get an incorrect answer. So let me see. This is a... I guess we don't really need any of this, like 2 ints, 2 floats, that's whatever. Bool, it's also fine, whatever. We don't need to wrap it in a function, but the vector 2 and vector 3 ones we do need. 2 vector 2. It's okay, you're a VTuber. Don't need to know those things. Well, maybe. Maybe. I guess if we ignore the fact that, you know, I have a real job and all that. Not to put down like streamers or whatnot, right? Streamers are just entertainers. Entertaining is a real job. It's very stressful. I think I used to put more effort into entertaining, but not anymore. Kind of over the entire entertaining thing. Now I just kind of work on whatever I want. Yeah, I'm a comp sci student. Sucks writing Java on paper. See, luckily I've never had to write down code on paper. I don't think I could write down code on paper. Like even now I couldn't tell you how to write like the main class in Java. Isn't it? It's static void. No. Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, static void. And then just call it main, I guess. I'm not sure if that's customizable in Java. And then it takes in an array of arguments, integer arguments, I think. That sounds familiar to me. I don't know. See, any programming language that I know, I'm completely dependent upon the IDE to fill in some stuff for me. Otherwise, I'm just going to be guessing. Like all this code completion, can't live without it. Static void main. Okay. Oh, is it a string? Is it it takes in a string array? I thought it took in an int array, or maybe that's in C that it takes an int array. That makes sense. I can get behind that. You can do string or int? Oh, and then Java will just figure it out for you. Okay, okay. We'll call it read vector 2. So then this is read vector 3. But yeah, I think programming or writing code down on paper is, I think it's more of just like a weed out class kind of thing, right? It's like, are you willing to do the memorization necessary for programming? So because there is like some amount of memorization that's required. There is some amount of memorization, but once you have the base level of memorization, you know, in your brain, then after that, there's nothing else. Yeah. Nothing else you really need. All right. So hold on. Isn't there a way to pass in a max split? Okay. So pass in the max split here. I realize I'm also making this very complicated for very little benefit, but hopefully this makes it more readable, which is the intent. It's a reading technique to see if you remember the concepts. Yeah, I remember. That's the thing, right? I get the concepts. That's no problem. But like, if you want me to tell you the concept from memory, I'm like, I know where to find the concept. Like, I guess like conceptually is the question, like, do you know how to write a Java program from scratch? No. Do you conceptually know how a function works? Yes. Do you know the difference between a function and a method? Isn't a function like a thing in code that just kind of floats in space, whereas a method is an object-oriented programming construct, something like that. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. So that's color, by the way. Color doesn't need the max splits thing. Where's build it that make it efficient, comment for readability, docs for explanations? Actually, a lot of places that I've worked at, you don't use comments. Like if you have comments in your code, that means that your code is too complex, right? Like maybe that's just where I've worked, but I think comments should never, your code should be readable technically without comments, which is one style of programming. That, you know, I've started to, I subscribe to. Right, because if you need comments to explain how your code works, I think that means that you're doing something weird, right? So I get to, for example, this code here. How do I make this bigger? All right, so if we're going through this code, right? So we, you know, it's more or less self-documenting. So you have a function called read from packets. So this is pretty weird. This should actually be documented, but this is your packets, aka like, and if you know what a packet is, then this makes sense because a packet is just some bytes, right? We assign the bytes to your byte array. This one's kind of weird, but we need to pass an integer by reference. And so that's your integer. And so we seek to this position, we get the double, and then we seek to this position, we get a 32 from the byte array, move to this position, we read the vector. So we read a vector to read a float, right? Something like that. And so, like, is that readable? I think it's fairly readable. It's kind of weird because you're doing some byte manipulation, but I mean, you get the logic there, right? You don't need to explain, like, okay, we're reading from a packet, and this is how we're doing it, right? It's self-documenting. The process doesn't need any more explanation besides like this part. But for now, we'll we'll leave it like that. How do I reset my zoom level appearance? Something like that. Or for example, in like pretty much any enterprise application I worked with, we don't use try catch unless you have like a very specific reason why you need to use try catch. Right, so like if something can fail, you should not try catch it. You should actually just handle the error there. Something like that. Or if something should never happen, you should not try catch it. You should just let the application crash. Something like that. Makes sense. Just want comments on everything to prove we understand what the program does. That makes sense. Yeah, I guess once you're at, if you're at the entry level, you do need to add comments just to make sure you're not copy and pasting. Oh man, this is hard. This approach actually does not hold up here. You know what? We'll just manually program it. That's fine. This does make this a huge pain to work with, though. But for now, so this is a regular transform, which means that these are now vector 3s, which means that they actually don't have enough values contained within them. Oh, and actually these are all wrong as well. Oh, good. So this is split 2. Yeah. But I think past, you know, just learning how to program, or once you've learned your first language, everything's all the same. IMO, unless you're doing like Prolog or whatnot. Like Prolog, that's crazy. You know, that's that's pretty off the wall. Like Prolog is something I would love to learn, if only because it's like a weirdo way of handling logic. I don't really have a better way of explaining it. Like I've read the explanations on like, okay, how does Prolog work? Oh, you feed in some facts, feed in what you want the program to find for you based off of those facts and rules, and then you let it go. And I guess that's actually how regex works, which makes sense. It's a 3x4 matrix, isn't it? Wait, no, this should be a 4x3, isn't it? Is that not true? So this takes in, yeah, these are all vector 3s. Yeah, no. What's the error? Oh, it's because of this extra thing. Oh, thank you very much, KreeKit, for the raid. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. If my bot was still working, or if my bot was updated properly, I could give you a shout out. But you want to drop a link to your own streaming chat, feel free. I promise I won't ban you. There's no Nightbot here. Perfect background sound hum that reminds you of the Enterprise. Aren't you on a starship? Yeah, I might be. I'm on a virtual starship in the on the internet superhighway, as they call it. No, I what I have is I have a little brown noise generator in the background. For my own sanity, honestly. Because I guess just the bass response in my ears is a little too good. Which makes living in, you know, apartment style kind of painful. I was thinking you had an office near the IBM mainframe. Man, like, do you... I didn't realize how many people... Like, I got a lot of requests somewhat early on when I was streaming to, like, hey, it's like, can you turn off your background music? Like, if you're not even listening to background music, can you turn it off? I was like, you know what? That makes sense. I guess other people, when they're watching the stream, have their own music playing, so I guess it conflicts. Alright, I'll turn off the background music. And then now that the background music isn't here anymore, now you can actually hear the low hum of my brown noise generator. So it's called a brown noise generator, by the way, because it's not white noise, right? So there's different, I guess, sound profiles. What's the word I'm looking for? XYZW. Okay. Actually, quad and color are pretty much the same. But yeah, no, there's different sound profiles. That's the word I'm going to use. So like we're talking about like white noise, right? White noise is just a square. So if you had a noise profile, this would be the noise profile of, you know, oh, that's not how you do it. This is the noise profile of white noise. It's a big square, right? Brown noise has a noise profile of this. I don't really have a great way of doing this. Like that. That's brown noise, where you have a lot of bass response, not so much. Actually, I think that's actually pink noise, isn't it? This is pink noise. So you have a lot of bass response, less white noise response. And then I'm using brown noise, which is just this. See, it's pretty sick. I only have oh, forgot to connect it. I only have bass response. Because I guess compared to other people, I don't listen to music as loudly when I wear earbuds. Like I have slight, very, very, very slight tinnitus in my right ear. If only because I got clapped in my right ear like multiple times. And it's always been on my right ear as well. So if you cup your hands and then clap somebody on their ear, that's how you can, you can burst somebody's eardrum. So I've had that done to me twice. I don't know why. Once we were, I think I remember once in high school we were wrestling, not in a lewd way. All right. Then I got clapped. Because I guess like some people think wrestling is like wrestling on TV, so like WWE, where you like actually like throw hands. That's not actually what real wrestling is, though. All right, so okay, that works for string values. What is a quaternion? That's a 10. So I pass in 10, and then we'll do, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's pretty much a color. So what did we get? We get a quaternion. Okay, so that worked. Cool. So am I volume up from Twitch level to studio mode? Yeah, what I'm working on, by the way, if there's Cricket's still here. Maybe you're not. Maybe you are. Who knows? I'm working on this program, so Virtual Puppet Project, as you may or may not realize from the stream title. So we can turn on tracking. So there's mouse tracking, which works really nicely with everything else. So look at that. How cool. So mouse tracking is just a mouse logger. But then there's also OpenC face tracking, which I'm actually using here, and the previous iteration of this called OpenC Face GD. There is iFacial mocap stuff, and then what I'm working on right now is a much requested feature, more requested actually than the ability to change the lighting or whatever's, right? People want the ability to toggle between blend shapes on their models. So in order to do that, I need to implement some sort of remote control thing. In order to implement a remote control thing, I need to come up with an entire protocol, because I'm honestly not really sure how to do that. I'm also pretty sure like not everyone wants the ability to do that. Because I guess I could look up like a key logging library for every single OS, but then that makes distributing this application really difficult, because some people don't want to download a keylogger. So then now I'm doing it as GD native, but then GD native has its own constraints. So instead of doing GD native for remote control, I'm doing it via like WebSocket or UDP, or also REST, or just TCP server, which is also not here. I think I'm actually going to take out the UDP one as well, because I don't want to deal with that right now. So that's actually pretty easy. We'll just take out UDP. Say goodbye. Add back in when UDP is implemented. Yeah, so we can start this. This should just work. How cool. There's only WebSockets. We can start it, we can receive messages, and then now I just need to broadcast them back out to the rest of the application. TCP over IP versus UDP, which do you prefer? Well, it depends, right? There's not really a preference. It just depends on what you're doing. So I don't know, what's the common internet meme for TCP versus UDP? Because I don't know. I know that there's other ways to do TCP, right? But who does TCP not via IP, I guess? But anyways, the TCP, if you need to ensure that your data is correct and it's in order, then you use TCP. If you need to feed in data as fast as possible, then you use UDP. So most multiplayer online games, like you're playing like Street Fighter Online or I don't know, even like Smash Brothers or like Call of Duty, right? You're using UDP because you need inputs as fast as possible. Do they all go in the correct order? Maybe not. Do you always receive every single packet? Maybe you don't. But then that's when you start getting into really cool stuff like GGPO rollback. Yeah. This stuff. So I know that there's this one, which is some sort of rollback protocol. When you have bad rollback protocols or rollback implementations, whatever, that's when you get like really bad rubber banding in video games. Because you're not receiving all the information. And then, of course, every good multiplayer game should be server authoritative. If it's not, then it's really easy to cheat. But yeah, you wouldn't want to use TCP for that because TCP is too slow, right? Because TCP, you need to do the handshake, like, okay, I'm sending you a message, confirm. All right, but I'm now for real about to send you a message, confirm. And then I sent you a message. Did you receive the message? Confirm. All right, I'm gonna go away now. Do you acknowledge? Confirm. All right, I've disconnected. And that's kind of how every single TCP thing works, right? I guess you could do like a long poll, but people have moved away from that. If you need the ability to talk over TCP for a long time, that's what you use WebSockets for. Which I believe is a form of long polling, I think. I'm not sure. Or is HTTP long polling like a different thing? So it doesn't go away. I don't know. Internet networking protocols, not my strong suit, but I think this is good enough, by the way. UDP, we'll keep it here. This is the debug stuff, and then we can just do this. So we can publish this stuff, and then key data. Yeah, okay. So then if I do, is there a really easy config value for me to change? So we can turn on this, and then this just works directly based off of any of these things. Oh, actually, what I could do is this. Wait, no, I can't do it off this. This is too difficult. Now you can do move model. I don't know. It's a move model, that's a true or false. Move model. Wouldn't that be cool if this just worked? True, that's true. Maybe not. Or I guess bone translation. Bone translation, that's 0.3. Bone translation. And then of course this would all be handled by some external handling program. Oh, I'm dumb. This is the wrong data. Stop. It's not data, because this is just sending like a garbage string, and then this gets presumably broken. So I think my config file might be a little broken. Both UDP and TCP do a handshake. TCP has more layers. Yeah, well. Wait, no. TCP doesn't. You establish your connection, but then on every single packet that you send over UDP, you don't need to do a handshake. Whereas on TCP, you always do the handshake, right? I guess you could leave the connection open if you want, but that's not really what that's not really what we're talking about. I guess if you're leaving the connection open, then you're doing something similar to WebSocket or long polling. But I think most people moved over to WebSocket. So yeah, you do the handshake, and then you need to do all the other stuff. But it is always going to be slower than doing UDP. So the way that at least TCP connections will work in this is just your basic REST requests, right? So you do always do the handshake every single time because it's just easier for me to work with. All right, move model, true, send me. Okay, yeah, so there we go. Look, it works. So we can send just absolute garbage over the wire. But look at that. So it works. It works. It's kind of weird, but it works. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. After that, then I just need some sort of application to implement it. So yeah, I'm not really sure how you would do that. Yeah, now we're at like a weird point in time where I need to now write yet another application that's completely standalone, runs in the background, of course, and then, I don't know, listens for hotkeys, and then you would set up those hotkeys for specific keys, whatever, with specific values, and then we'll figure it out. But that's the data transfer format for WebSocket, I think. So it does work, right? So usually I would need to toggle this on and off. So toggle it off, not able to do anything, send it, observe that it's toggled on, observe that you're able to do this. How cool. Yeah. So this is the right thing. Yes. Okay, so that works, which means I'm going to send it. And then also the shutdown and whatevers, those all work as well. So this is just going to be the WebSocket implementation, because I don't really want to work on this anymore. WebSocket is the easiest anyways. And it's also, it sends data fast enough, I think, that you can do like dragging from, you can do all the dragging stuff from another program as well. Because WebSocket, you can pull, I don't know, 10 times a second. Maybe. Like WebSocket is not quite instantaneous, but it's fast enough. And so with a little bit of interpolation from someone's side, we'll figure it out. All right, so get log. Get commits, fix up, get rebase. All right, so we'll squash our commits. So this is not actually fix up. What we want to do, well, no, we do want to fix up, and then we want to go up. Ooh, what did I do? Undo me. Is it called pick? No, it's not pick, it's reword. Finish implementing WebSocket. Remote control for WebSocket. All right, cool. And then we'll just push this. Force push the branch. Yeah. No clue about WebSocket. Most I do is TCP and UDP, just remoting the servers to pull config files. I'm not sure actually how SSH works. Isn't secure shell, you tunnel into it, is that over TCP or UDP? I'm pretty sure that's TCP. I'm almost certain that you're not sending data over UDP like that. Yeah, it's TCP, yeah. Yeah. Like most real world non-game applications use TCP. Because I think in a lot of applications, speed doesn't really matter. What matters more is that the data is correct and in the correct order as well. And so TCP just gives you way more benefits. So I'm pretty sure you would not want to run a shell command and then, you know, surprise, we dropped like one of your commands, or we dropped half of your command, but we still are going to run it anyways. You know, that would be pretty bad. All right, ready for review. Real quick, let's run all the tests just to make sure nothing blew up. Oh baby, he's done it. That's fine. I think I changed a few other things as well. Yeah, okay, so there's also like a, just like a kind of a random GD native runtime loader thing. Let's actually get rebase I, 2, we just always do 2. I never remember how to reword a commit, so I always just rebase it like this. It's kind of weird. SSH can TCP, but it's still its own connection type. Well, it's over TCP, over a secure shell, right? So isn't it? It's presumably encrypted using your key or whatnot. Because in order for SSH to work right, you need to have an SSH daemon running on your target host. Yeah, like a lot of things are done over TCP. Like WebSocket is not its own connection type, but it is over TCP. But you can also just do like a raw like TCP request to something. Yeah. Finish implementing remote control socket. Update GD native runtime loader to throw less errors. Push that. I think this looks fine to me. Yeah, so this has been removed. Changed a lot of these things. So it's no longer like using the Python style doc string. It's using the new Godot style doc string, comment string. Okay, scan, whatever. And then here we only search for libraries for our current platform, which is something that was causing a lot of errors previously. All right, that's fine. This is fine. Actually, this is not fine. I need to update the translation files as well. Forgot about that. So yeah, not everything is completely translated here. I forgot. So here, we're looking for... There's a few things. There's a few things. I never remember. Remote control server, so start, stop, close. Okay, so remote control server started. Server started, nothing else here. And then there should be a stopped. Isn't there, there's also a client connected? Or no, actually I am translating that, that's fine. Client disconnected. Server shutting down. All clients disconnected. All WebSocket clients disconnected. Max shutdown retries reached. So here, what we're trying to do during shutdown is we send a close request to every single client. If they don't honor that, then we'll just do a dirty close. Force disconnecting all clients. And all clients disconnected, okay. Server started, and then here. Isn't everything else fine? Or actually, these aren't actually used, right? Like I'm still using, no, 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 they are used. Yeah, I am connecting them, right? Yeah. Gonna make sure. Seems right to me. Start server, remote control server already running. Oh, I should probably add one of these, huh? The remote control server is null. Thread object server is null. Null server. Server stopped. Stopped. Yeah, there we go. Null server stopped. So just really quick, run me one more time, just to be sure. So that started, stopped, start, sure. Put Postman here. Connect me, client connected, client disconnected, connect me, stop me, kill me. Okay. Seems pretty good to me. Run all just to make sure all the tests are passing. We do have a few intentional errors. That's fine. All right, so git rebase, and then we'll just fix that up. AKA we'll squash the commit into the previous one. Send that to here. I think that seems fine to me, I think. Yeah. Only a WebSocket server is configured, UDP, and TCP servers will have to wait. Comment. All checks have passed, feels good, and then I'll just force merge it. Add remote control server. There we go. Submerge that, delete the branch, and we'll do git check out master git pool. Beautiful. He's done it. Who liked this? Who the heck is Cartoon Fan? Okay. So what's next on the list? I know that there's a few things that are really, really small, that are really easy for me to do right now. So, I guess I should actually go through and label these as well. Provide moonshot help wanted, because I'm not going to do that. Emulates idle animations. Projects vpuppr. Status is to do. Label. Oh no, that's an enhancement. I know how to do it, I just don't know what to do. Well, I don't know where I would. I know how to do it, it just takes time. Toggleable animations. Oh, you know what? Needs to be exposing the blend shapes on each model. That's right, that's right. So we can start this. Should just work. Actually, real quick, before that, I need to update the files for everything else as well. So I do need to move all of these kinds of libraries, right? So resources, extensions, all of these should actually be Git submodules. They should not be stored here. So yeah, I think that's the intention. So real-time lip sync, I don't even know why it's here anymore. Just delete that. VRM, we'll keep it here because I think it's fairly important. But everything else we can just move. So take this iFacial mocap tracker, replace everything here. Give me another terminal, please. iFacial mocap tracker. Has anything changed? Yeah, quite a few things have actually changed. What changed? Lots of GUI things have changed. Was it down, down, down? And then up. Okay, up. Control D and Control U. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Got it. Update GUI to hide advanced options. I don't know, general enhancements. Send me. So this iFacial mocap, OpenC face, put everything here except for the OpenC face folder. OpenC face tracker, just slap all of this stuff into here. OpenC face tracker, what changed? Nothing, so this is fine. Okay. Extensions, mouse tracker. Should also be a Git submodule. So we'll grab all of this stuff. I need to be very careful I don't delete the wrong things. I can feel myself wanting to do that, but don't do it. Don't do it. I'm so close to doing it though, but don't do it. Mouse tracker. That's up to date. And then remote control server should also be a Git submodule. Well, that's not really a tracker, huh? That's fine. Well, I gotta think about it. I think that trackers, those are better off being their own submodules, and then we'll just pull them in as needed. Remote control server, you know what? I'm going to create a new project for that. It's not really a tracker, but it is something that is not super duper important. Where, you know, it doesn't really need to exist in the mainline repository if you don't want it. So we'll just Git submodule of this. So this is remote control server. Go here. Slap all of this stuff into there. Git init. Copy. Mouse tracker. License. Here. Cat the license real quick just to make sure it's the correct license. Should be Apache 2. There's my real name. Yeah, that's pretty much it, yeah. So I will go to GitHub. Issues, okay. We'll create a new repo under Virtual Puppet Project. How do you create a new repo again? New repository, Virtual Puppet Project, remote control server, public. Git remote, add origin. Push you origin master. He's done it. No readme, but then what we can do here. So go back to vpuppr. Go to resources, extensions, and then how do you do git submodules? Git add submodule to project. What's your specs? None of my PCs can handle the many programs running, especially if I try to stream. My specs are pretty high. I used to stream on a tiny laptop, and so I used to hover around 80% usage on everything, but so I have 32 gigs, 36. 36. How? Oh, I have a page. Okay. We have paging. Well, no, that's not swap. But I have 32 gigs of RAM. I use a lot of RAM. I have maxed out on RAM. I have a 5800X Ryzen 7. Oh baby. Not quite the latest, but it's pretty good. My internet is kind of cheating. I do have a gigabit connection. And I have a 3080. Yeah. So not the highest of the highest specs, but it is pretty high spec, for sure. I think the RAM is what I'm most happy about. So, I used to max out on RAM all the time on just 16 gigs. And now I only max out on RAM sometimes. Very occasionally I'll max out on RAM. Most people don't need 32 gigs of RAM. Most people don't even need 16 gigs of RAM. Unless you're just running a bunch of garbage like I do. Right? So git submodule. Dev connected. No, give me the Atlassian thingy. Git init, git submodule add. Okay, so that's how you do it. It's coming back to me. So I'll go to here. How does this work for when other people copy it, actually? So git submodule. One of these. Is that how that works? And then for when other people clone it, they'll just grab it. Remote control server. All right, so that's a git thing. But then when we go to the roots of the project, oh, went too far. There should be a new git modules file, and then we can git modules into less. That's how it's 40 gigs of RAM. That's a lot of RAM. But the only thing about it, oh, because you have one of those like chonker laptops, right? You have a Lenovo P50. That sounds about right. Oh, you know what? I should do this. So rm git modules, rm rf resources, extensions, remote control server, then we'll go to resources, extensions, git submodule. Yeah, so people should be using, or they will be able to pull the HTTPS version. Okay, wait, hold on, I broke something. Store staged. Git restore. Hold on, I'm very confused. What the heck did I do? P15S, okay. Oh, okay. It has a Quadro. So Quadro is really good for, isn't it? Like Quadro is really good for CAD. But if you want to do like regular graphics, it's not so good. So like, it's not great for gaming. Like, is it good? Yeah, it has a lot of lots of RAM or lots of memory, but it's not lots of video memory, but it's not going to be as good as like a 3060 even, because the architecture is a bit different, right? Get submodule, add. All right, there we go. Hey. RMRF remote control server. Run me again. I'm very confused. I get subdirectory for resources found locally. What? I get directory for resources, extensions, remote control servers found locally with remotes. Oh no. Local git directory is not the... Unsure what this means. I know what you mean. It means that something is wrong in the .git folder. Okay. Hold on, we can run through this really quickly. So there's a .git folder. Oh, modules, resources, extensions. Can't I just delete this? Isn't that something I can do? I can just delete this and then that'll probably be fine. Hold on, I've done this before. You just need to be very careful about. You just need to be very careful. Because now we're getting into things that you should not be touching. But we're gonna do it. For backend stuff, horrible for games. Gaming wise, it's probably around the GTX 720. Really? It's a 720? Around that power? That's like, that's even worse than the first GPU I had. I think the first GPU I had, like, I had a 980. That sounds about right. Hold on. Git config. So we have some branches. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, it's this. It's this. It's that. Okay. Run me. Ah. Are you back? Okay, hold on. We can go into modules and just clear it. That's fine. Run me one more time. He's done it. Okay. I knew there's two things that you need to change if you mess up your configuration, and if you don't want to try to just nuke the entire thing. I'd rather not nuke the entire thing. Or in Minecraft with default specs at 22 FPS. 22 FPS. What's your draw distance? I think I can run Minecraft at an almost stable 60. But I have to turn down the draw distance and also make sure I'm not using any fancy shaders. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very familiar with nuking the repository. It's not so bad. The only thing is I would need to rename the entire thing and then repull it, which would be annoying. But I don't know. Usually when I'm at work, we just nuke all our servers anyways. Because if something breaks, it's really not worth it to try to figure out what went wrong. Because it's tough, right? It's tough. Because there's a ton of things that goes into server configuration, as you may well know. Since we're already doing like a lot of automation stuff, anyways, you know, who cares? Easy come, easy go. All right, so we'll keep mouse tracker actually. That's fine. But then open cface tracker. We'll grab you. So git submodule add u. So then we'll go into resources, extensions, open cface tracker. We'll grab this folder and then move it over to OpenC, hold on. OpenC face tracker, that's wrong. OpenC face, grab you and you, I think. Nope, don't do that. I think models and OpenC face. We'll go back to here, OpenC face tracker. Model should be empty and then you should be empty. So then we just paste. Yeah, okay, and then we can go back to here. OpenC face, we remove this. No longer needed. Then real-time lip sync can actually go away. Here, OpenC face tracker, get out of here. iFacial mocap tracker, now that's where it's at. Times I've nearly broke production because I pushed the wrong config file. Yeah, well, I'm actually not allowed to touch production where I work. We actually have multiple layers of like prod ops support. And then it only ever comes back down to us once they, I guess we're technically tagged as level 3 supports. So even though like we don't do any, you know, we don't interact with the general public. It's all internal users. It still needs to go through prod ops support. So level 1, I'm not even sure what level 1 does. I think all they do is just kick the server. Level 2, I'm pretty sure all they do is also just kick the server. Completely useless. And then eventually it gets back to us. And then all we do is kick the server. And if that doesn't work, then we have another task to do. How fun, how fun. All right, so just done a lot of replacement. This should all work. So tracking takes a little bit. iFacial mocap. Yeah, I mean, we can try that out really quick. Oh, you know what? Another thing was VTube Studio support. That's what I wanted to do because I have VTube Studio on my phone, and that one should be pretty easy. Also, I'm gonna grab my Ethernet address really quick. I almost pasted that into this place here. Let's paste it here. All right, that's the same one. Okay, so then iFacial mocap support. That's VTube Studio. Get out of here. iFacial mocap. So start tracking. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Easy. So it still works. Good to know. And then we have advanced options. I think this looks a lot nicer as well. Using tracking for VTube Studio or the ability to load VTube Studio models. Tracking from VTube Studio. VTube Studio models are just live 2D. So that requires a lot more work from my side, which I don't really have the ability to to influence at this point. All right, and then we have these. These are all the same config thing. Okay, that works. Is it you or is it you? All right, these all have the weird line ending as well. Let me see. What did I call it? Mouse tracker? Mouse tracker. Okay. So lots of new submodules. The release template and then the override script, or not the release template, but the generate release thing and the override script still need to be worked out. So I'm gonna actually take those out right now. And then the generate release thing is just completely useless. So take out the override. GitHub, workflow, generate release. Okay. PNG tubers. Yeah, PNG tubers. I mean, honestly, that's like a good first thing to work on, right? Because in theory, it's really easy. In theory, it's really, really easy. So we just treat everything as if it's running in 3D. Because they are. It's easier just to pretend like everything's running in 3D and just move things further or closer to or further from the camera. Right, and then you have your, everything that you need to load in just needs to extend from runner trait. So everything is a runner. And then you just need to implement your own GUI. And then, yeah, should be fine. What the heck is in OpenCFace Tracker, by the way? OpenCFace Tracker. What changed? Oh, it's this. Yeah, okay. So this should be added to the git ignore for this. Why are the line endings so messed up here? Okay. Yeah, so that's just the git ignore, and then I can actually push that. So git commits all explicitly ignore contents in OpenCFace folder. And then, oh, geez. Hold on. Cancel, so this will break stuff from that. Unable to read, so I'm not able to push. Yeah, okay. But then I can add a new remote if I want, which means we'll go back to here. Or at least I remember being able to do that. Is that something you're able to do in submodules? I don't usually use submodules that often. Git remote. Add vpuppr. That's not how you do it. Push vpuppr, I guess. Okay, cool. And then there shouldn't be any untracked content here. New commits. Oh, then I need to sync it. By the way, with OpenCFace getting that artifact PR from you, do users still need to manually build the VMV or just run the scripts? So users should be just downloading the latest release at this point. Or they can grab the release from my repository. Right, so if we go to here, from here, go to master. So you can just grab one of these and then I can pack these myself. I don't really know actually. What should users be doing? I mean, you can reasonably expect that these will be up to date and correct. And then I guess because it's my own repo, I can actually, like, I'm pretty sure Amelia doesn't want to just, have a latest nightly release tag, I guess. But I can. So you could just grab one of my releases, I suppose. This should work. But yeah, I guess to answer your question, or to finally get around to answering your question, users shouldn't be building this themselves. If they are building it themselves, good luck. I've provided all the scripts to do so, and I will provide no more help. I will provide no more help besides the instructions that I provided here. Generating a PyInstaller binary, blah, blah. And after that, it's not really my problem, right? Also, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to refill my drink. He is back. Okay. Submodule. Is that how this works? Untracked content. Hey? What happened? How do you update the commit that a get submodule points at? Okay. Working with submodule is a common pattern of confusion. Errors for forgetting to push updates for remote users. So we revisit some library work we just did. We push only the updates to the parent repository. No developer pulled the because we have forgotten the. Did I not push? Or is it's pointing at a different commit, but it needs to be done using HTTPS, perhaps. Or is it update recursive if that's what I want? How do I update get submodules to point at the latest commit? Get submodule update I guess recursive, is that what I want? Is it just get submodule update recursive? Is that how that works? No, now there's untracked content. Hey. I don't really know. What the heck is this? Isn't this just get pull or get checkouts? Your branch is ahead of origin master by 1 commit. Is this not using, yeah, these are the same thing, right? Virtual Puppet project, OpenC page tracker, get push. Oh, hold on. Cancel and then cancel. Get push. vpuppr. Yeah. And then the HTTPS one and then the vpuppr one are the same. Is that all right? Yeah, right? No? Get pull? Yeah, it's already up to date. I'm confused. They're pointing at the same thing. It's just that one is using an SSH key and the other one is using not an SSH key. Yeah. OpenC face tracker. It says what? I feel like I'm losing my mind. Get okay, CD OpenC page tracker. There's nothing to commit. Do I just do this? Get add all? What? Okay, wait. Modified OpenC page tracker. OpenC page tracker. Remote control server. Wait. No. Yes. No? I think it's fine. And then I guess I'll just push it straight to master since I'm the only one that works on this anyways. So git commit move trackers to get submodules. And then we'll also update the README really quickly. So these are submodules, how nice. Go to the README. I know that there's a few things I need to do. Okay, let's update this while we're at it. Then I'll just kind of merge this back into here. Building from source. So isn't it git clone recursive? Something like that? So git clone submodule? I don't know. How do I clone a repo including its submodule? See, this is something I never remember. Okay. I guess that should be fine. And I pushed this straight to master, right? So if I go to another repository, or I guess I clone this into a new repository, right? So git remote v, grab this. Nope. Copy virtual puppet project. Test. So clone into test, and then, oh, okay, so I messed this up. Okay, so if I go into test, what you will see are empty Ooh. Wait a minute. Oh, I didn't push it yet. Okay, hold on. That makes sense. That makes sense. I didn't push it. Okay. So before we do that, we'll do this. Ba-ba. This repository uses git submodules. So the curse submodules flag will need to be passed to order to pull the submodule, or in order to clone these submodules as well. Something like that. I think that makes sense. And we can change this. And then there's building the Godot fork. So you need Git, Python 3, all the tools needed for compiling Godot, bash compatible prompts, blah, blah. I think this stuff makes sense. Is there anything else? Oh. So mouse tracker. I can put a link to my own project here. Look at that. Okay. We'll take out the important update, I guess. Not super necessary. So GLBs, VRM are the only official supported ones. GLTF probably work. .scn might work. .tcn probably will not work, but I have some ideas for how to make that work. All right, Flatpak. That's fine. Binaries, that's fine. Why are there double spaces between these? It's freaking me out. All right, special thanks. Who else gets a special thanks? No one really. No offense, Nero and or Oro. You're already on the maintainer list, so. Actually, how does Godot do a contributor thing? Yeah. You're already under maintainers and you're already in the repo commit history as a contributor, probably. Maybe? Maybe you're not. Maybe I'm not on this one. You're under the ones that matter. I tuned out for a solid 5 minutes without knowing. Well, that's fine. I don't take any offense. I'm mostly just talking to myself anyways, like a crazy person. Alright, so this is... here. So there's the fork. That's not super true. This needs to be updated, I guess. To do, update this to the Godot builds binaries. Once that is complete. Release template, blah, blah, exporting. Okay, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Or and I show up in the vpuppr readme file, even though if it doesn't show up in the contributors tab. Oh, is it because you haven't made enough changes? Oh yeah, you know what? Well, well, not in this readme file, but you do show up here for sure under this maintainer tab. That I know. What was I thinking about? Yeah, I was looking at the Godot thing. Godot instructions. So Godot. How do they do contributors, or is it just authors? Donors? Am I in donors, or they do they not? Oh, they only cut a new donors list when they have a new release. That's right. But authors? Okay. I don't really know. How do other projects do it? I feel like I should, like at this point in time, it would just be nice to have a like a contributing, a change log. Contributing would be nice. Oh, there's so much text though. Authors would be nice. And I'll move everything from. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that really quick. Let's do that. That's pretty easy. New file. Authors dot markdown. And then I do know that under licenses, there's just other extra credits. Yeah, there we go. So how did they do this? Let's just look at the raw. All right, so they do it using H2s. Okay, H2. That's technically that's outdated, but whatever. Yeah, there we go. I'll format this for you. Well, oh, yeah, I'll format it for you. It should be PX, not X. Yeah, so some of these are no longer valid, but that's probably fine. Let me see if I can actually get a commit history for this. And I can put timestamps on it too. So that's August 1st. Hello. Oh, hello. Oh, hello, Anna. CLI, I recognize you. Or you've been noticed. Let me see. Ash Kaijin. Guess yeah, I'm just gonna timestamp these. Let me see. What is August thing in? Is it? It's 2022. 08. 01. Yeah, there we go. I'm trying to go against every single instinct I have to type in the wrong thing, the wrong format, which is month, day, year. Yeah. How are you doing, Anna? How are you? Yeah, I'm pretty sure how Godot does the contributors is where the donor list isn't like the donor list for Godot, like a rolling list, so they don't even do that. They don't timestamp it, but I'm gonna timestamp it. I like timestamps. So Oro was 2022 07 21. That's it. Let me see. Byte Dream January 25th. Oh man, that was forever ago, huh? 01 25. I don't know why everyone put it out of order, by the way. 2021. When is September? September 9. Bad at numbers. 28th. And Cappy was also at the same time, but Cappy is busy. Add application icon. Oh, and then, yeah. So 2021. 19. Wait. 09. 19. Yes. That's right, right? September is the 9th month of the year. That's right. Wait, hold on. Right? Mostly fine, thank you. That's good. That's good. Mostly fine. Could be worse, I suppose. Format is usually day, month, year without the thing. Just generates a nice code for the dates. Oh no, that just absolutely kills me. I find it too hard to read. I need the formatting. I need some sort of formatting, otherwise I get really confused. ISO. No, okay, we can do ISO really quick. We can do ISO, and then just require that everyone do their contributions in the same format afterwards, if they do want to credit themselves. You don't have to credit yourself. And you don't have to be credited at all either. I think there's like 2 people who just didn't really care about being credited. Oh, and I forgot that these actually need to be spaced out as well because it's marked down. So a new line doesn't actually put it on a new line. It's just for formatting. Okay. Canadian standard for dates is day, month, year, or day, month, or day, month, year, day, month, year. Yeah. No, the American standard is the one that I always use, unfortunately, which is month, day, year. Even though like I acknowledge it makes no sense whatsoever to do month, day, year, but that's just how everyone does it, right? Just how it works. Do you think I can find these people on Twitter? Anyways, extra credits. Delete that and we'll just move it to authors, I guess. Or it's like authors or credits. I don't know. I don't know actually. We'll still put it under authors, right? And I suppose I should also put myself. Main developer. I don't know. When was the first commit? Git log tail. Initial commits January 21st, 2021. Oh man, that was forever ago. Timothy UN. That's UN. Yeah, there's me. Join the contributor thing once I get time to make the Gen 2 e-build working and publicly available. Oh baby. I do need to stabilize some stuff. Do need to stabilize a bunch of stuff. So the thing that I'm working on right now, I'm doing some cleanup. So I'm moving a bunch of these extension things to Git submodules because I mean, they're already kind of structured as Git submodules, right? So like the OpenCFace tracker, you just kind of clone it in and it should just work. And it doesn't really need to exist under the vpuppr main repo, something like that. Longest I've gone not touching repo is somewhere between 10 months. Yeah, no, I think if you look at my really old commit history, like it's only somewhat recently. Like, yeah, I've had an account since 2014. And then 2015, barely used it. 2016, barely used it. 2017, like these are the years I was still in university, from 2014 to 2017. Then 2018, start doing more stuff. There's my Ludum Dare 42 thing done via Godot. 2019, I think that's when I started. Yeah, at Dream's End. Yeah, I started streaming here at the tail end, which is where you see a lot of the commits start picking up. 2020, I think this is where I took like a huge break from streaming. I think, because Dream's End. Is this what I think it is? No, Dream's End. No, I started streaming in 2020, didn't I? No, I'm crazy. Anyways, look at that. It is beautiful. 926 contributions, and most of them to my own project. Yeah, but I only really recently started doing open source stuff, even though I've been working for an open source company since 2019. Actually, that kind of matches up because I started working around this time, and then my open source contributions start picking up. Okay. There we go. There's your authors thing. What else do I need to do? We'll keep this as authors, or maybe just like contribute. No, we'll keep it as authors. And then, I know that there's a licenses file that I need to update as well. Where's my licenses file? Is it under here? Yeah, it is, like actually just under licenses. Licenses path, and I also need to grab the need to go over the authors file, so we'll update that as well. So this is technically wrong. This actually needs to change as well, so hold on. I know I changed this. So the new way that releases are going to be cut is that we'll just do a little bit of cheeky string replacements. So globals. Then here, this actually needs to be changed, but resource path. So resources, this is now licenses. Which means that this is now, well, I guess this doesn't matter anymore, right? So replacements, globals, resource path, licenses path, that should be fine. Oh, and then we also need to do file, util. An inject, yeah, inject the variable, right? Because of course project doesn't actually resolve to anything, but that'll be fine. There's a bunch of shorthands there. That makes sense to me. And then also we just need to directly pull the very, very last one, which is the authors file. So always just pull the authors file. Or actually the first one, we want to pull the authors file. So text. Don't remember where, oh, this is just a text edit. Oh. So always pull the authors markdown file first. So, oh, and that's going to break some stuff, but that's fine. So this is invalid. We do need to remember to close the file afterwards, otherwise this will now give us that'll give us an error. File new, file close. Technically this is actually a pretty sick optimization. There's your licenses path var. Authors path. Authors.markdown. So we'll actually include that in our exports as well. So file. Oh, this is wrong as well. That was a bug, just caught that. Authors path. File. Prints error. Unable to open file for reading. And then file close will of course be an error. That's fine. Well, we'll just let it be an error, that's fine. At runtime it doesn't make a difference. But then here we'll do text plus equals file get as text. I think that's fine, yeah. Just really quick. Got me, run me. Looks good. Go to here, licenses here. Oh, does this actually put it at the very end? Some of these licenses are actually completely wrong. Oh, unable to open file for reading. Okay, interesting. Oh, because this needs to be globalized, because otherwise it's very confused about which file to open. Project settings, globalize path. Okay, one more time, once more with feeling. Unable to open file for reading. Is that not what it's called? Authors.markdown. Authors.markdown. Hey. What did I do wrong? Oh, it's a double negative. I see. Okay, that makes sense. And then this should not be globalized then, because this is a res path. And then Godot does a little bit of pre-processing. I think it should be doing some pre-processing for this stuff. You did say it'd break? Yeah, well, you know, it happens. Okay, there we go. It's beautiful. Okay, cool. So that's updated. This is mostly just like random cleanup things that don't really fit into a PR. So like this is the authors file. How cool. You can click on it if you want. That doesn't seem right. Wait a minute, hold on. Why are you allowed to do this? I guess, I don't know. That's kind of amusing that you're allowed to do that. Just reorder the licenses file if you want. Okay, sure. Why not? Let's actually change that, since this is a completely standalone thing anyways, right? So licenses. Yeah, so this is read-only. Yeah. Show line numbers, no. Yeah. I think, yeah, and then there's a theme override. Yeah, that's right. And then read-only should be, well, normal. Yeah, normal should be like that. And then in the colors, read-only, font read-only color. Let me just make it white. Yeah, there we go. So that's more what people are expecting from licenses. Yeah, now you're also not allowed to drag them around. I guess you can still drag it around to something else, but that's fine. Isn't there's something else that allows you to share the clipboard? So clipboard. Nope. Clipboard. Clipboard. Nope. I don't remember. Is it? It's something called like clipboard, isn't it? That because you have to specifically request permissions for that, I think. Nowadays. I feel like I remember that being a thing, but maybe that's not true. Yeah, I don't remember. But that looks right. One last thing, logs. This needs to be changed. Add log. All right, so when we add log, we also need to do this because this has been bothering me for a while. But whenever you add a new log to this, you might notice that this doesn't actually scroll you all the way down to the bottom. And then when you do something like, I don't know, click on this actually kind of breaks it. It scrolls you all the way back up to the top, which is wrong. Oh, but this is a text edit. This is not what I usually use. Okay, so how do I scroll the text edit all the way down to the bottom? So text edit, text edit, text edit. You don't mind not having auto scroll. But I do mind, so I'm going to. Okay, scroll vertical. Yeah, okay, I can do scroll vertical and then just kind of send you all the way down to the bottom. I just need to figure out how do you find out the max? Or I can get like line, scroll vertical. I'm looking for any other things that might be relevant. Probably not. Scroll vertical. If there's scroll vertical scroll bar, this determines the current vertical scroll value in line numbers. Oh, in line numbers. It's beautiful. He's done it. He's demonstrated the ability to read. Get line count. Is there a line? Get line counts. Logs here, and then we'll do logs. Scroll vertical is equal to logs. Get line counts. I'm not sure if this will update immediately though. Oh, and then also this needs to be done like so. Yeah, so we also add, oh, actually, no. Because this is done on every single call to add log. But then how do we add logs to the, hold on. Hold on. We can keep it like that and then just do it manually like so. Because we don't, this is very, very slow if we set it every single time. So I want to avoid doing that. So we'll do it like that. Yeah, maybe, possibly. That feels more correct. So then this should, okay, sure. Look at licenses. Now we're scrolled kind of to the bottom. What? What happened? So I have some errors, but that's fine. I don't really care about those. Because these are just import errors. So actually, all I need to do is restart this, but I'm not going to just yet. Or I will do it right now. Let's do it right now. And then the import error should go away. If they don't go away, then I need to manually fix that, which is a huge pain. Oh, good. I need to manually fix it. Okay. One of the other pains about working like exclusively with Godot is that Godot does not like it when you remove files in bulk like I just did. All right. Hold on, we can find it. So allow move model, that's fine. There's guts. Audio input, yes. And then none of these are really pulling from the resources directory, which is intended. Maybe if I just close this. Failed parse script at remote control server. What are you talking about? Run me one more time. Run me one more time. Okay. It's because of the language server, which is messing stuff up. That happens sometimes. Yeah. It's the language server, which is getting confused. That's fine. Anyways, log file. Log file, log file, log file. So why is this happening? So the scroll vertical is not quite correct. Or maybe this is something that I just need to like, we'll do like a yield get tree idle frame. So just wait a little bit before we scroll you, which is somewhat amusingly meant something completely different when I was in university. Yeah, okay, so this only scrolls you like halfway down, which is wrong. But then click on this. It still only scrolls you like this far down, which is annoying. Nah, that's fine. Whatever, send me, send me, send me, keep sending me. Okay, so we don't want to do this then. Absolutely not. So why are we not scrolling all the way down though? Right? Gets the total amount of lines in the text, yes. Returns the height of the largest line? That doesn't sound right. So line counts. Get line, no. Scroll vertical. If there's a vertical scroll bar, this determines the current vertical scroll value in line numbers, starting at 0 for the top line. Determines the current vertical scroll value in line numbers. Starting at 0 for the top line. I don't know. I think the only thing I can do here is like add a log, but don't actually add any logs because that'll put it into an infinite loop. So now we have to do SV, right? Because this is the scroll helper, right? So, or not the scroll helper, the log helper. So if we start logging things from the log helper back to itself, it'll break. And that would be very embarrassing indeed. Logs, scroll, vertical, get line counts. All right, so I'm assuming that these are not quite correct. Oh, that didn't even work. And then the line counts, scroll vertical is 424, and then the line count is 471, which caused it to break. How does that happen? How does that happen? Put me here. All right, so 423, and then the line count is 470. Scroll vertical is 424, and then the line counts is 4. What? What? These are not the same value? Okay. What happens if I just do 1000 then? You know, just send it, dude. So does that mean that this is the max it can go? That does mean it's the max it can go. Okay. And then when it's set to the max it can go, it just kind of gives up on life. Okay. And then allows itself to break. That's interesting. That's interesting. Let's just Google it, I guess. So Godot, text edit, scroll to bottom. I know I've done this before. Is there a way to make a text? No. Text area? Text edit. Scroll to the bottom to show the most recently added text. So full scroll bar appears, but the text area doesn't scroll to show the most recently added text. You need to enable auto scroll like mentioned in the docs. Set scroll follow is not a function. Okay. Well, I don't need to set the cursor. Text line count as an int. Oh, I can just make this infinite? This doesn't seem like I know that there's some oddities with how I'm doing it, for sure. Yeah, I've done this before actually. All scroll is stabilizing more complicated than what you would expect. Yeah. No, I've done this before when I manually have a scroll bar, right? But I'm not sure how to manually manipulate the scroll bar in this case because I don't actually have access to it. Because a text edit is actually a very fancy type of control. Yeah. That's weird. Well, actually, what happens if I do this? So, open up the logs. This is where I really like Godot, by the way, is the fact that it just gives you access to this stuff. Yeah, so this is something you don't usually get in real applications. Yeah, so there's your scroll bar. Do I actually have real access to it? I don't remember. Anyways, custom step. Yeah, so this is actually what I want. I would love to have this because then I can do this. 182. And then this only scrolls to here. What does this mean? Exp edit allow greater. I don't know what that means. Yeah, but that's your scroll bar, so that makes it really easy. Is there a way to do like scroll past end? Scroll vertical. Yeah, 851. Yeah, 851. What? And then this sets it properly. Highlights, draw, override, virtual selecting, yep. Smooth scrolling, nope. Wrap, yes. Minimap draw, no. It's interesting. Like I know exactly what I want to do. And then, well, okay, so what if I click on this, move this over? See, now that's right. What the heck? So if I click on pretty much anything else, these actually need to draw on top. Yeah, see, now it's actually scrolling me all the way to the bottom, which is very strange. So it's only here that it's kind of broken. Okay. Do I just need to wait a frame? I might need to just wait one processing frame. Yeah, I almost certainly do need to just wait a processing frame, and only here, which is a bit annoying, but whatever. So we do this. I might have to wait 2 processing frames, actually. No, just 1 processing frame. Okay, so now it's working as expected. Okay. Yeah, because there's a discrepancy between like the actual value of the data and then how it's calculated on screen, which is one of the oddities of Godot. Yeah, is that any changes that you make to like a UI elements is actually rendered in the next frame, even though here this is actually the ready function, right, which is called when it's entering the scene tree here, right? So this change is reflected afterwards, but this change is reflected at the same time. I don't know. There's like a weird. There's a weird order here that I always forget. There's a weird order here that I always forget. I forget when ready is handled. Is ready handled before it's drawn or after it's drawn? I don't remember. Anyways, that seems to work. Seems fine to me. Go to licenses. Oh, baby. Let me see if I can actually figure out how to fix this, because that seems wrong as well. So like those should pop up on top of every other element. But I'm not really sure how to make that work, because these are actually their own UI elements. So if I go to, it's not really this, it's menu bar. Switch on hover, no. Pressed. I think I can do something like this to force it to be on top. So for every single one, on pop-up item pressed. Well, we have the pop-up, so then we can do pop-up. All right, well, okay, what can we do with a pop-up menu? There's the question. I need this to show on top. Show sets, blah, blah, toggle item checked. Okay, so we don't have anything here. Pop-up. Set as pop-up exclusive, no. Is there a show on top? Can drop data, no. Show on top. I'm looking for show on top. Or something that looks like it refers to showing things on top. Show modal, no. Maybe under canvas item. Show behind parent. Show on top. Yes. Okay. Show on top. So we do. One of these, and then we'll just have to call this like a few times. Ba-ba, ba-ba, ba-ba. Sounds about right. So you go here, model, drag this over. It's not showing on top. Okay. Why are you like this? Why are you like this? And if I click off, then it goes away. Okay, well. Oh, it draws on top of its parents, but it doesn't draw on top of everything. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Because actually, these pop-ups are drawn on just a completely separate layer, which might be a problem. What do you think? Show on top. I gotta think about it. Because I do want these to be, I do want pop-ups to be on a separate layer, but I don't have direct control of these little pop-up buttons. Unless I do this. So I can actually pass the pop-up here. This feels a bit wrong. It feels a bit wrong. This might break. But here, now that we are passing along the pop-up, so this is now the pop-up, some sort of pop-up menu. Then we can do give it a remove child pop-up, and then get tree Add child. No, this is pop-up item. This is absolutely not what you want. Hold on. So this is when you've already selected an item from the pop-up thingy. Okay. Okay. So menu button, what do you got? Get pop-up. What things do you have? Switch on hover, no. Emitted when the pop-up menu of this menu button is about to show. I'm thinking. There's a way around this. I know that. Pop-up menu. Do you have any signals I can work off of? No. You have some inherited signals that you can work off of. Pop about to show when the emitted when a pop-up is about to be shown. I'll then use the pop-up menu to clear the list of options and create a new one according to the current context. No. Pop-up exclusive. No. Pop-up hide. See? Alright, how about you? Focus, modal closed, mouse exited, resized, GUI input, focus, size. Maybe not. Canvas item, you got anything? Draw, hide, no. Visibility changed. Okay. That doesn't sound right either, though. Just undo me. Visibility changed. I could connect each pop-up to visibility change, and then just remove the pop-up, and then just reparent it to force it to show on top. So we kind of intercept the that just doesn't sound right. That really does not sound right. Godot force pop-up to show on top. Pop-up. How do... No. Maybe this one? And using editor in full screen mode? Nope, not at all. Alright, now I'm hung up on something that barely even matters, but it's gonna bother me. Back to Stack Overflow. Yeah, unfortunately, there's not really a lot of the answers on Stack Overflow are either, at least for Godot, are either bad or out of date. Like, unfortunately, you have a lot of, like, one of the good things about Godot is that it's really easy to use, but unfortunately, it also means that you get a lot of really bad programmers who are able to use it, which is fine. Just please don't submit an answer. But it's one of those things where you don't know. It's one of those, you know, it's the classic graph. When you're really bad at something, you know, you have no idea what good looks like, so you just think that you're good at something. And then the better that you get at something, the more you realize, like, oh, like, I don't really know that much. And then past a certain point, then you realize, oh, turns out I am actually really smart. And then where am I on that list? Oh no, I think I'm starting to come down on the right side. There was a time where I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna do it. You know, acknowledge that you're good at, you're new at the engine. There's a lot to learn, but I think after I learned the tricks to doing GUI stuff, I'm like, all right, you know what? A lot of this stuff is starting to make sense. But it's just this stuff here that is blowing my mind. Same thing with Unity? Oh yeah, for sure. Anything that's really easy to use gets a lot of people that, you know, here's my hacky solution to a problem. It's like, yeah, but like, there must be like an actual solution, right? Because it works doesn't mean it's good. That depends. Well, yeah. Just because it works doesn't mean it's good, but you know, if it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid as well. Gotta remember that. I'm thinking. Like I need to grab it after it's popped up, remove it from the scene tree, and then re-add it at the roots. That's what I want to do, but there doesn't appear to be a signal for that, and there's also not a great way to remove itself. Maybe I could do this on visible, maybe, and then we'll pass along the pop-up. See, this is kind of a hack. I don't feel good about this. So we'll do pop-up, get parents, remove child, pop-up. And then we'll do get tree, add child, or get tree, roots, add child, pop-up. Oh no. This will just be good if it's a good hack and not a lazy. Yeah, it depends on how hacky it is, right? It's a sliding scale for a lot of things. Figure out how to put Uni VRM into Uni. Got a few models that require custom items outside of Vroid. I think Uni VRM is just a Unity plugin, isn't it? About to show. I don't want to do it on tree entered. I don't want to do it on tree entered. That's wrong. Because otherwise I'll be stuck in a infinite loop. Is it really just visibility change? About to show, well, about to show might be correct. You know what? Let's give it a try. What's the worst that could happen, right? On about to show, just so it's more accurate to what it's doing. And pop up, and then we can just copy this. Someone who has no Unity experience can't figure it out at the moment. Well, doesn't it also depend on which Unity version you're using? The most beautiful part about Unity is that most things are only applicable to a certain LTS version. Like you're almost never using the latest one, or even the latest LTS. You might be stuck on like 2019 or whatever. All right, so we go here, open this. Ooh, that's ugly. Ooh, that's ugly. But it does work. Oh, that is so weird. I know why this happens though. But you know what? It's fine, I guess. I do need to copy the theme to every single pop-up then. Well, that's actually kind of tough. Maybe I can just cheat a little bit. So do I have a handle on the parents? You know what? I might actually have it. Yeah, you know what? Node to create pop-ups on needed to play nice with other GUI controllers. That's not actually totally true. Not anymore. So I go to default GUI. Whenever you click on one of these, doesn't this just add this as a... Oh, you know what? No, that's totally fine. You know what? I've got it. This is so weird though. Parents add child. So click on this, it's beautiful. Click on this. Am I able to move that? No. He's done it. It's weird. It's weird. Yeah. I think this also kind of relies not really on a race condition, but it requires you to know the order in which things are shown, right? So pop-ups don't exist in the tree, but when you click on the button to show the pop-up, it adds it to the tree and then calls pop-up on this object, which means that it's in the tree, which means that I'm now allowed to do this. I can then remove it from the tree and then add it to another node in the tree. You know what? That's weird. That's weird and a little fragile to do. This relies on the pop-up existing in the scene tree. This could break if the ordering changes. Yeah, there we go. He's done it. Good enough. Look at that. This still breaks, but that's because this is not hooked up. Because I think layouts, the ability to save layouts is something I would like to do. Okay, anyways. What was my last thing? Move trackers to get submodules. Did I push that yet? I don't remember. I'm ahead of origin master by 1 commit. Really? Hold on. Did I not push this yet? Oh, you know what? I did not push it yet. Move trackers to get submodules, and then this is get commit, move extra credits text to there's dot markdown, make it so menu bar pop-ups show on top of other pop-ups, update readme, make logs auto scroll properly. Yeah, and we'll just push everything straight to master. Oh baby, he's done it. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, so there's your authors.markdown. That's fine. All of these things are now moved to get submodules. How cool. And I guess VRM will just always just kind of hang out. Yeah, okay. So, is there anything else that's really easy to work on? VTube Studio. That's actually that's surprisingly easy to work on. Let's do that really quickly. So VTube Studio Tracker. Oh, thank you for redeeming a hydrate, Anna. Been hydrating with pure grain alcohol. That's not true. What is bourbon made from? Is that still grain alcohol? But there we go. There's roughly 400 milliliters of water. More space in my my liver for inebriants. What is bourbon actually distilled from? Bourbon distilled from corn. Does that still make it a grain alcohol? Who wants to bet this easy project will be hell from implementation? Well, see, that's where I've got you, is that I know that face track D, so I'll give them a shout out. That's not the right word. I'll give them a credit. So they do have a thing here. And then we'll just we'll just credit them. I don't know why I was looking for another word other than credit. Tracking backend trait. There we go. Yeah, so they've already done the hard part. So why redo it? Why redo it? IFM was... I can tell you that IFM was terrible to implement. But this one's not so hard. This one's not so hard. So we'll go to... This should be very similar to how IFM works. So VTS. Yeah, unfortunately, the weird thing about VTube Studio is that there is no documentation on like the thing that you should be looking at, I guess. Like there's almost no API documentation besides like integration with the actual VTube Studio application. So if you want to pull data or like push data about like your model or whatnot, that's doable. But the actual tracking data from VTube Studio, there's no documentation about that. It's so weird. Yeah, so this is VTube Studio. So probably some sort of UDP server. Connection. Packets. Yeah, see, this is why I said like this. Once I get the API stabilized, it's really, really easily, or it's really, really easy. Not really, really easily. It doesn't make any sense. Right, because I can just reuse all my prior code. Because a lot of these trackers are all the same. Is it open or closed source? It's open source. I believe this is actually BSD. Yeah, it's BSD too, so I technically don't even need to credit them, but I will. I think it's better to credit people just in case. That's my opinion about it. Just in case, you know, if you don't credit people, you might burn some bridges. I don't want to do that. You know, we'll save my bridge burning for when it counts. There's no reason to fight everybody. I remember when I was a kid, that was actually something that my parents were like getting on my case about. They were like, Tim, you're such a coward. And I was like, what? You only fight people that you know you can win against. I'm like, what? Or you only take fights you know you can win. I was like, that doesn't... What a weird take. How strange. You know, I'm not a wild dog, or even a wild dog like knows when to run away. You know, of course. Like, does that make me kind of a bully? I guess. But like, it means I only take fights I know I can win. Shouldn't that be something you should be praising me for? Question mark. Anyways, that's something that's like stuck with me for a while. I was like, wow, isn't that weird? Parents criticize me for not like selflessly throwing my life away or whatever. How strange. Why would I join a fight to lose? Yeah, exactly. Well, I think there is a reason why. Like, there's some... I think if you join a fight you know you're going to lose. I think there is some honor, quote unquote. You know, the honorable thing at times is to, you know, even if you know you're going to lose, still stick around and fight it out. But that's something I don't subscribe to. Not anymore. I think the lowest percentage chance I'll take on a fight, not like a physical fight, of course, but like on a, you know, any sort of conflict, 25%. Anything lower than that, it's just, yeah, I don't know. Like, basically, like, if you flip a coin twice, I need to hit heads at least once. And, you know, I'd be willing to bet on, you know, flipping a coin twice, hit heads once. Or that's not actually how that works, but you know what I'm talking about. So I learned how to use Vicious Mockery in a bow. Yeah. Is that a D&D? For some reason that actually sounds very familiar, but I have no idea why. Found the Bard, yeah. It's a D&D spell. Yeah, see? I know things sometimes. I used to have a housemate who played a lot of D&D. And I don't know. I would just kind of like be there by proxy because I'd be like making dinner or whatever, and he'd be like with his friends and they'd be just doing their thing. I'm like, yeah, that is a thing for sure. That's a thing that you're doing. Yeah, because he asked me like, do you want to join in? And I was like, yeah, maybe, why not? So yeah, okay, now you just gotta, here's a required reading. I was like, huh? What do you mean required reading? What are we talking about? Yeah, you gotta read the whatever edition it was, rule set, and then you also gotta know like the campaign, and you also need to know. You know what? I thought this is going to be more of like a stratego or a risk. You know, there's some rules, but after that we can just go and do our own thing. D&D cantrip makes kips deadly. Well, see, I knew things. I know things sometimes. Do I know exactly where they're from? Sometimes. Which edition is it from? I couldn't tell you. Third edition? Third edition sounds pretty, is that the popular one? Maybe fourth edition? Let's see. I think there's still a bug that I have not worked out with interpolation data. So it's entirely possible I might just refactor it back out. Let me see. Data request. So when you start the receiver, we need to start the thread. I believe there is a hard-coded value, which is also not in the API docs. By the way, very annoying. To do many of these values are stubs. When I first joined D&D, I didn't read it like at all. 5e is beginner friendly. If you want more risk game, go play Warhammer. We don't talk about 4e. Okay, 4th edition. Yeah, you know, when I was in university, I remember watching some guys play the tabletop game of Warhammer with all their little miniatures. I was like, man, you can tell these guys are nerds. Like they just looked like they haven't showered. Like they look so greasy, but I was like, man, those are really cool miniatures. Did you spend all your money on miniatures instead of soap? I understand. All right, so let's see. TTR, tabletop RPGs are so fun. I think I've watched a YouTube video about that where they just played through one of those things, and I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, you have Tau, you have Space Marines, you have Astra Militarum, you have Chaos, you have the people who look like Protoss, Eldar, yeah, Eldar and Dark Eldar. What else? That's all the races, right? In Warhammer. Yeah, orcs. Yeah, and orcs. If I play Warhammer twice, the games are so long. So many d6, yeah. Well, that's a dice roll. I don't like dice rolling, personally. I feel I don't know. It's just too random in my opinion. Alright. I kind of remember some of this stuff. So when you start, create a thread. You need the address, but we don't really need the address right now. UDP server. Listen on ports. Well, why does it say address here, actually? I copied it without really thinking about it. You know what? I copied it incorrectly. This is actually the port. And then just don't provide an address. Or we could. Yeah. So address, oh, I copied it from my own code without thinking. That's why it's wrong. So you pass in, yeah, okay, so this should just be star. All right, listen thread, send thread. We don't really need to send, I think. I could send, but I'm not going to. So let's see, there's something here. Yeah, okay. I don't think I need to communicate though. 18 D8s at times, a D8. A D8 is the diamond, right? Yeah, because a D6 is a dice, and then if you want more sides, yeah, okay, yeah. D8's a diamond. I remember. Or not the diamond, it's a stacked pyramids. That's right. Because a D4, hold on, no. Maybe? D5? A D5 is a pyramid? Yes. And then if you stack two D5s on top of each other, you lose. Yeah, then you only have the slanty bits, which makes it a D8. So server, listen, stop reception, false, receive thread is equal to a new thread, perform reception, so then this is just a bunch of copy and paste at this point. Reception. And then we just let it spin, right? Server pull. Something you always need to do in Godot. And then while not, stop reception. Call receive, and then we... Oh, this actually needs to change to use OS delay. Yeah, I know I changed this for... Actually, did I not change this? Am I crazy? I feel like I remember changing this at some points. Or maybe I only changed this for OpenCFace. That also sounds very possible. And sounds like something I would do. No? Did I not? Did I only do it for you? Oh. Server handler. Okay, yeah, so it was only for server handler. So this is actually what you want to do. Is delay milliseconds instead of doing the yield, because that's not actually thread safe. D5 doesn't exist, isn't it? Isn't a D5 though? Like I know, yeah, I know. Like a D4 is a three-sided pyramid, right? But can't you have a D5? Like, isn't a D5 like like you have a square pyramid, right? I don't really know how to, yeah, like that. That's a D5. And then you have da da da. Right? I don't really know how to show it. Maybe I just made it worse, but called it implementation that's not gonna have equal sides. You know what? That's totally true. You know what? That's right. Because one of them's a square. I forgot. You're right. Delay milliseconds. Okay, so then pull, interpol, that's an integer. Okay. It's coming back to me, don't worry. I do need to update these other things though. So it's gonna be a biased dice. Yeah, well, you know. What if it's a dice that just has like, you know, it has a built-in like one roll? That would be cool. Yeah, but the implementation is easier than I thought it would be. It's easier than I think, but not as simple as I thought. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. Just don't overthink it, basically. That's basically it. So we pull, we take the connection if it's available. If connection is not null, then do a thing. Otherwise, because we only want to have one connection at once, else elif server is connection available. Then connection is server take connection. And then I remember this. I remember struggling with this for a while and then just giving up on it. Because Godot, thankfully, I don't need to provide an out socket and in sockets like they're doing here. Godot does that automatically. But here, have some sort of packet. So this will be a bytes array, get packets. If connection, okay, then logger error, had an error. And I'm retyping all of this, even though I could copy and paste, just in case there's something that's very specific that needs to change. And then this, if the packet is too small, we'll just return. Pretty easy. Okay. I think, isn't one of these I need to send some data really quick? I'm trying to remember. There's one of these things where I need to There's one thing I need to do. Like VTube Studio, if you want to connect, you actually have to send a request, right? No? I remember reading that in the spec. So where did they send their request? Because this is for receiving, yeah. Sending, maybe. Request, send thread. Where do they use send thread? Sending thread, but I don't need to send. Wait. Do you? That doesn't sound. This doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right at all. So they serialize it, right, to JSON. I don't really need to do that. I just need to do this. So we do connection, put packets, and then we need to sends a raw packet. Okay, there's no, that's pretty much it, right? I can either put var or, no, put packet. And then this needs to be a thing serialized as JSON. JSON. So to maybe UTF-8. See, this is the part I'm not super familiar about because you do have the VTS or VTube Studio protocol official documentation. No, we don't need official documentation. We can look at the GitHub one. You know what? Where was the face track D? Do that, and then also, this is the wrong documentation. It's on GitHub, I know that. Denshi Soft, VTube Studio Protocol, sure. VTube Studio API. And then here, yeah, let's add a link here as well. Yeah. See, event API, I'm not sure if that's even usable at all. I'm pretty sure it's not. YouTube Studio broadcasts the API stand on local network via UDP on port 47779. Done once every 2 seconds, even though the user has turned off the API. Sure. This one. So we send this request. API name. Okay. So actually what I could do is JSON print. All right. We're in. API version should be just 1.0, right? Or it's a string, actually, sorry. How is Notch2D doing it? Oh, are they just sending tracking data requests every single frame? What the heck? Hold on, I didn't see that before. Is that actually how they're doing it? No, that's the input parameter. No, wait, hold on. Available tracking, get the value for one specific VTube Studio. No, this is a parameter request. Parameter list request, also very slow. Input parameter list request. Okay, sure. All right, so that's not what they're doing. How did they get this then? What is this? Oh, that's not how you do it. Press the wrong button. You know what? This might be a bit harder than I thought. Because I thought they were doing it. I thought they were doing it how I would do it. All right. I'm not sure where that comes from then. I guess they just kind of know. Fantastic. And there's really nothing in the events API either, which is fantastic. Or hold on, that's not the events API. Events API right here. Right here. All right, nothing there either. Oh, good. Events, there's a test events. Model loaded, nope. Background changed. Yeah, see, there's nothing about the API here. Okay, sure. We'll still do this thing. Authentication. VTube Studio public API. That's our request. Before using the API, you have to authenticate once. For this, you'll have to provide your plugin name and the name of the developer. They should both be between 3 and 32 characters. It's done by requesting a token for your plugins and the handling request. But what is this for? I don't need to pass in the instance ID, do I? No, okay, this is broadcasting. So this is the response. Okay, sure. Then here, request API version, sure, why not? Request ID is the nonce. That's fine. Request ID nonce to do change this. Or make it configurable, I guess. That's what I mean by change this. Message type. Don't type this in by hand, you absolute mad lad. Then data. Honestly, this kind of looks like how if I were to do it. You know, this doesn't look right. Maybe this is not the right thing at all. But then how do you know what to receive from then? Hold on, if we go to VTube Studio, load this up on my iPad right here. Annoyingly, VTube Studio loads in portrait mode, which I guess makes sense. But then how do you know where to listen from? Oop. Stream to PC Wi-Fi. Streaming mode IP port 25565. Sure. 25565, which is the port, not my IP address. But you can certainly try to connect to 25565. Sure. Seems a bit weird. I don't know. What values are they using? Oh no, hold on. Third-party PC clients, and they're using 21412, which corresponds here. Okay, I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Which means I don't need to do anything here. Maybe I can just take the connection, and then I should just be able to deserialize it into a string. So there's our packets. Then here, still don't need to do anything. We can just hit it with a print. Print packet get string from UTF-8. I don't know, just send it, dude. There's start receiver. Let's implement stop receiver really quickly. Base tracker. Ref receive. It's not null, and receive thread is active. Wait to finish, and then receive thread. What is explicitly? We always explicitly null it out just in case. Connected to host, connection close. All right, should be fine. Yeah, okay, cool. Then we just need to have the GUI really quickly. Where is it? V2 Studio Tracker, GUI, GD. Should be fine. And then I'd also just need a config ini file, which needs to be converted to a proper toml file, because I need the ability to store more data. And this is not doing it, let me tell you. ini file, not quite the amount of customization that I need. Yeah, because just having these types, it's a little too limiting. Little too limiting. But luckily, Godot's built-in INI parser is actually fairly robust. Because Godot already kind of stores all of its configuration files as INI, just like a special Godot flavor of INI. All right, so that's pretty much there, yeah. It's more or less good enough. And we'll copy the IFM one, because the IFM one's actually pretty good. All right, so config keys, that's fine. We don't need any of that. We'll just add this stuff for now. This is all test values, or these are all test values. And we'll have toggle tracking. So a lot of these are the same, but that's fine. So vbox add child. All right. Toggle tracking. So what do you got? And then on toggle tracking. That's fine. Just copy and paste. Pretty easy. YouTube Studio. There's a lot of repetition across all the trackers, which I'm still thinking about. Logger, there is no logger just yet. Logger. Tube. All right, GUI, da 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 da. So this is something that needs to change as well, is that we'll start pulling these. I'm gonna use the translation server, the translation manager that I wrote, as also a CMS, which is not the greatest idea, but it's what I've got. It's already there, and it pretty much does the same thing as a CMS anyways, right? Is that you request a translation with this key, and it gives you back a string. So yeah, that's pretty much like exclusively it. So starting studio, yeah, okay, seems okay. Send me. Go here. Tracking. No errors. VTube Studio. It's beautiful. Send it. Starting VTS tracker. Then we'll go here. I'm looking at it sideways, by the way, which is also why it might sound like I'm quieter. Show IP list. All right, you know what? Fair enough. Help. VTube Studio can send high-quality iPhone tracking blend shape data directly to VC face. Functionality is completely free. It can be used without restrictions. If there are any connection errors, make sure, whatever. More info. Sending data to VC face. Maybe I guess we're just piggybacking on top of it. Stream motivated me to again try and fix the e-build, so let's go compiling Godot again. Oh boy, here I go compiling again. Anyone familiar with that Rick and Morty meme? Sending data to VC base. Okay, so that's actually what I'm looking at right now. Bring me back to the other app. Yeah, let me know if you need any help or if there's any suggestions for making it simpler. It's a bit difficult. All right, so phone IP. Oh, so I need to connect to my own phone IP. So, wait, no, yes, no. Oh, I need to connect to my phone IP. Okay. Well, don't have a good answer for that. Show IP list. My IP on my phone. Okay, well, tell you what I'm gonna do. Tell you what. I do need to change this IP address. So what I'm gonna do is just move this up here. All right, so you can't look at it, but I can. So this is show IP list. This is 127.0.0.1. Okay, it's beautiful. He's done it. How is he so good? All right, don't accidentally switch back to that one though on stream. Because I think, well, it should be fine, right? Because I'm still using a floating IP. So it changes every now and then. I don't think I have a static IP. That would be really cool though if they did give me a static IP without me having to pay for it. All right, so waiting for connections. Or wait, no, that's, wait, hold on. Hold on. Move this back off. You're not allowed to see. Only I can see. Oh, you know what? This needs to be a UDP client, not a UDP server. Oh, because we're not serving. UDP. Okay. Okay, that's why this is a bit more complicated. So this is some sort of UDP. Well, hold on. UDP. How do I connect to a UDP server? How does OpenSea, how did I do this for OpenSea face? You're still not allowed to look. Actually, you can look once I take this out. All right, now you're allowed to look. All right, so we'll go to OpenSea face uses a, oh, it does use an UDP server, but then we, wait. You know, this might actually be more difficult than I thought. Because I am listening for connections, but okay. Let me think. UDP client. So we only have the server here, but that shouldn't matter. Simple server that opens a UDP socket and returns when receiving. Oh, okay. Packet peer UDP connect to host. Okay, so that's what we want. Packet peer UDP connect to host. And then we want to connect like that. So we only have the one peer. The one peer is real. Packet peer UDP. So get rid of this connection. So a lot of these things will now break. So client connect to host. Hold on. Connect to host. Calling this method connects this UDP peer to a given host port pair. UDP is in reality connectionless, so this option only means that incoming packets from different addresses are automatically discarded. And the outgoing packets are always sent to the connected address. Future calls to set destination address are not allowed. This method does not send any data to the ROMA peer. To do that, use packet put peer, put var, put packet as usual. Also, see also UDP server. Connecting to the ROMA pair does not help you protect. Connecting to the ROMA peer does not help to protect you from malicious attacks like IP spoofing, etc. It's missing a pronoun there. Think about using an encryption technique like SSL or DTLS if you feel like your application is transferring sensitive information. I guess it technically is, but whatever. There's your port. Okay, so then client connect to host, which means that we do need to, how do I guess we just need to poll the clients for new things. But that also means that we can't do this anymore. Right, which means that now, or packet size is less than 1. So we don't poll anymore, that's fine. Connection will never be null. Actually, none of this will ever be null, so I can't actually use any of this logic anymore. You know what? Turns out this is going to be more difficult than I thought. Who would have thought? Or who would have known? Alright, so if this is less than 1, then return me. Well, yeah, congratulations. Would you like a cookie? Alright, so this will never not be null, so then we'll just do clients. Hold on. If clients is connected to a host, clients close. All right, there we go. Should be pretty easy. And then client get available packets counts. What other methods do we have on packet peer UDP? Get packets, blah, blah. I guess we can wait, but I don't want to wait. Get available packet counts. Okay, yeah. Should be fine. Okay. And then we'll listen. All right, so client get packet. So let's call it data. Oh, and then we still need to do the old stuff where we check to see if there's an error on every packet. That's fine. If clients get, or actually we can do this. Get packets error. It's not okay. Last packet had an error. Client get packet. I think that's it, yeah. Packet size, we do need to check the packet size, that's true. And this is a packet, not data. If packet size is less than 1, return. I guess because there is the chance that you just give me garbage for some reason. And then we'll just print. Why not? Just print out the packets. Get string from UTF-8. Because it does look like it's just giving me JSON. that's what it seems like. All right, and then now we'll bring this back up. We'll type in my IP address once more. So 127.0.0.1. Okay. Definitely 100% my real IP address, no lies. All right, so right now it's hard-coded. Should be fine. All right, so now spin it up. Tracking, VTube Studio, toggle. Oh no, there's actually, there is the IP address. You lied to me. Non-existent connection, connect to host. Okay, there we go. Now you've done it. It's okay. What are you gonna do? You're gonna hack my my iPad? I guess you could. Maybe. All right. Oh, there we go. It's the client is equal to packets peer UDP new. Okay. All right. Please don't do that anymore, Godot, though. Really dislike it when you just show off my IP address. All right. One more time. Found the issue, huh? Eh, maybe. As always, there's tons of things that could always break. All right, so it says that it's running, starting VTS tracker, stopping face tracker, starting tracker, activate it, deactivate it, on port 21412, waiting for connections. And then that's my actual IP, yeah? that. Connect to host, and then it starts receiving. Oh, you know what? I do need to poll. That's why. I think. Right? Doesn't this need to poll or no? Packet pure UDP. Do these need to poll or no? Maybe I just need to wait for data. Packet pure UDP. Get packet. Connect to host is listening. Set broadcast enabled. I don't think that makes sense. We are listening, right? Connect to host. Wait, we don't need to listen, right? As long as we're already connected. What's listen do? Listens on the port binding to that and the Wait, what's the difference between listen and connect to host? Wait. Yeah, what the heck? What's the difference between connect to host and listen? Makes this packet pure UDP listen on the port binding to bind address with buffer size. See buffer size. A bind address is to blah. Bind address is to ... or ... We'll listen on all available addresses matching that IP address. Any valid address to fail if no interface with a given address exists. No, I need to connect to another host. Yeah. Yeah. I should not be listening on the ports. I need to connect to the host. Logger info. Starting receiver. All right. Once more with feeling. YouTube Studio. Yeah, starting receiver. And then nothing. Okay, sure. But I'm also not getting any connections here from VTube Studio, so maybe I should just try to restart it. Ooh. VTube Studio, just start yourself really quick. Connect to host. Or is there something else I need to do? Stream, it's under stream to PC, Wi-Fi. Oh, I need to type in my IP address as well. Okay. Am I accidentally showing my IP anywhere? Hold on. Okay, so if we turn on iFacial mocap. All right, so I need to turn on stream to PC as well. So that's kind of annoying. I see. Oh, wrong one, wrong one. IP of server, so that is 127.0.0.1. Wait, that's not right. And as long as it's your local IP, I can't do anything with it. Public IP, yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't, but it's always a little suspect showing IP addresses on stream. YouTube Studio. Port is currently always 2142. VTube Studio is now ready to send blend shapes data to VC Paste. Once VC Paste connects and you don't have this settings thing open, the screen will automatically dim to save energy. You can turn that off by deactivating stream mode. Oh, okay. This is not actually what I want. But it's this lower one, third-party PC clients. So that should be correct. Hold on. Might need to look more into this. Turns out it's not that easy. Who would have thought? Is there a signal that this emits once it connects or no? No. I guess the most I can do is hit it with a print, no packets. Once more with feeling. No packets, okay, sure. Get available packet counts. I don't know, if we just comment that out, what happens? Yeah, last packet had an error, so that's a 2. So then error code 2 is something. What is it? Right, error. Where it's error. Unauthorized? No. Unavailable. That's right. Ha ha ha. That's unavailable. Is there something I need to send? All right, so that might be what I need to look at here. Because we can always send as well. So the send thread, it looks like they always send serialized data, no sockets to the address. Okay. Okay. So data request. iOS tracking data request, and then I suppose the same would need to be done for the other thing. Okay. So we can do, oh, just show it back on stream. Maybe it won't say it. Oh, yep, there it is. Whatever. It's not a static IP anyways. So clients put packet JSON print whatever the heck one of these is. Then JSON prints will need to go to UTF-8. There we go. So then we'll just copy whatever the heck you're doing. And then this looks like this is run through Serde. Yeah. Right? No? Maybe? Yeah, send thread. So the send thread always sends this, and it serializes it to JSON. Yes. I'm not sure how they get the fields from it, though. Maybe it just serializes every single field in the struct on the D side. Ooh. So message type. Copy this. Time doesn't matter, probably. Time is just a social construct. It's a float, I don't know, just send one and see what happens. String sent by. It's weird how there's no documentation on any of this. Ports. Receiver ports? Do I need to do that? Send thread. And then it just runs that function, yeah. And then send thread, send thread, send thread, send thread. While not is close requested. Yeah, and then it just loops through this thing every single time. VTS port 20. So this is ports. Ports. 2.1. What was it? This thing? Send time, whatever, I don't care. Send by. Okay. So put that packet, encode it, do all that good stuff. Run me. VTube Studio, run me. I'm thinking. Still thinking. What we can do here is open up the debug console. How fancy. Look at the scene. I'll have to go to the VRM runner. So this is... So there's your roots, yep. Get tree, get child 1. So it's VRM runner. And I believe that means that this now has a... Yeah, this is a default runner, which means that it has runners attached to it, or trackers attached to it, I should say. Yeah, trackers. Yeah, okay, so then there's VTube Studio, so then we'll just get VTube Studio. There we go. Okay. My favorite feature is the ability to just directly poke it like this. So there's your clients. Store var. There's your clients. All right, so now what things do we have access to? What things do we have access to on the packet peer UDP? So we can get the packet IP and the packet port. So client, return, clients get packet IP. All right, nothing is connected to host. That should be a pretty easy one. Is connected to host. True, it is connected to something. Is it listening? It is listening. Do I need to wait? Wait for a packet to arrive on the listening port. Put packets. Is there anything else I can call to help debug this then? Get available packet counts. I don't know. Return clients get available packet count. Really? Return null? What do you mean? All right. Get packet port. Is there nothing else I can do to... So I am connected, right? No? Client close. Connect to host. Where's my Notepad++? I just need to store this really quickly. We'll go back to here, grab my IP address. There it is, whatever. I've stopped caring. Are you proud of me? And there's your IP, or that's your port. Okay. Return clients is connected to host. That's true. Okay, then we can client close. Are we still connected to a host? No. Then we connect to host. Are we connected? We are connected to a host, but that doesn't really do anything, right? It's not, well, set destination address. Does not send any data to put packet as usual. This is just blowing my mind. We can do this. See if it'll make a difference. Yeah, see, there's nothing happening on this side, though. Or actually, go back here, go back here. Nope, nothing. Show IP list. No v6 network available. That's fine. But there shouldn't be a VC face connection, though. Data request. Is it because the data request is garbage? Maybe this needs to be sent as ASCII? Probably not. Is there anything else I'm missing from here? App name. What is app name used for? Face track D? Oh, did I not pass in an app name? Oh, sent by. Well, sent by doesn't matter, right? Unless that's something that they need to manually do on their own. I guess I actually do need to ask how they implemented VTube Studio, huh? Because there's some API thing that doesn't seem correct. There's some API thing here that doesn't seem correct. Like I'm missing something, right? Yeah. Not sure. Not sure. Not sure. Because I should be able to receive from here as well, which is why I'm a little confused. I don't know. Anyways, I'll do this later. I'm already way over time. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be live tomorrow from sometime. What is today? Tuesday. I'll be live tomorrow, Wednesday, from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern time. Working on this again. Trying to get VTube Studio up and running. There's something I'm missing here. And unfortunately, trying to reverse engineer it from this decode is clearly not working out in my favor. We'll figure it out. I don't know. I don't really feel like doing the spiel. Goodbye. Oh, wait, hold on. There's a GitHub. Not this one. This one. But also check out InNote 2D if you're into it. But there's vpuppr. All right. Now, goodbye.